morning, everybody. Today is September 22nd, first day of fall here in the United States. 130,000 U.S. cases yesterday. Alaska is now the hottest area per capita, 106 cases per 100,000 people. In Alaska, a state of 49% vaccination rate. It's going to burn through all these low vaccination states. That's what's showing for sure. Like California, I thought it was going to go to California. California is more highly vaccinated, so it skipped California. And it's Idaho, Wyoming, Montana, Oregon, pretty crazy. So Idaho and Oregon are in healthcare crisis. But I want to talk about today real quick about the treatments that really, really work. And some of the stupid reasons people have for not getting vaccinated. But, okay, so without a shadow of a doubt, hydroxychloroquine has been shown, proven, studied, reviewed, peer-reviewed. Like, hydroxychloroquine has no effect on coronavirus. None. Zero. You can take that out of the arsenal. Remdesivir, which is, when Remdesivir came out, I was like, what the hell is Remdesivir? It is an antiviral drug that they were hoping would have an effect on things like HIV, things like that. And it's been on the shelf for 20 years, and it has shown no benefit in any disease. And then COVID comes along and people start trying Remdesivir for no real reason. And I'll tell you, currently as I'm speaking today, it's a plus-minus effect. They're not really sure, possibly a little benefit if you use it in the right people at the right time, but overall, it's not going to really help you. The one thing that has been shown to be before I go to that, Ivermectin. All right, everyone talks about Ivermectin. And they are currently studying Ivermectin at Oxford, a controlled, prospective, randomized trial, a real trial in Oxford, and that's going to take several months for us to get any sort of initial data out of it. But currently, the data is really out on Ivermectin. I'm going to say no, but I could be wrong. Science could prove me wrong. I just don't think so. I don't see how it could be. It's never really shown any antiviral properties before this, even though, these Ivermectin conspiracy people, they'll say it won the Nobel Prize and blah, blah. We have parasites in this world, and we're lucky we live in America. We really don't deal with parasites, but the rest of the world, the other people in the globe and poor communities and countries and stuff, they have parasites all the time. So of course it's got, if it's really effective in treating parasites and changing lives, of course it's going to be noticed and garner attention and Nobel Prize or whatever. I don't even know. I don't know. I didn't look. I didn't bother looking. Maybe it has won a Nobel Prize. I don't know. But I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it has won a Nobel Prize. I'll say, well, it makes sense because the world is covered in parasites. So you're helping a lot of people massively, so good. But it doesn't mean it works on it's an antiviral. So I would say the data is really still out on that. Many of the one of the major studies that people keep promoting ivermectin with has been shown, was completely debunked, shown to be completely plagiarized. Numbers were made up. Hospital systems, patients was totally made up. So there you go. There's ivermectin. Jury's still out. What has been shown to be effective, if used early, are monoclonal antibodies. For those people who don't know, this is primarily the largest one that's known is Regeneron. There's also one by Eli Lilly. Regeneron is the one that President Trump got when he got sick about this time last year. And he said he felt better right away. And I think, not to make this political, but I think that's one of the reasons why anti-vaxxers or people who don't want to get vaccinated are more likely to say, hey, I'll take my chances with monoclonal antibodies, because Trump said the next day he felt like a new man. He felt like he was invincible. He felt like he was Superman. It really changed his life. And remember, a year ago, they were using monoclonal antibodies in the ICU. It was only approved for ICU ventilated patients. And then the data came in and said that doesn't really help, which makes sense. I'll explain why it makes sense here in a second. But then they started saying, hey, if you use it early when patients are symptomatic, but before they need to be on ventilators or on oxygen, it seems to make a difference. And in fact, it does make about anywhere from a 70 to 84, 85% difference in keeping you out of the hospital. So you have to have COVID. And then if you get monoclonal antibodies, it's been shown to 70 to 84% effective in keeping you out of the hospital. So now what a lot of states that are in hotspots are doing is they're starting to do outpatient monoclonal antibody clinics. Monoclonal antibodies were initially given through an IV. Now they can be given through 4 shots and then send you home after you wait around for an hour to make sure you don't have any side effects. But remember, monoclonal antibodies, I mean, every objection that people who don't want to get vaccinated say applies to monoclonal antibodies, right? So they'll say, why don't you want to get vaccinated? Well, it's made in a lab. Well, monoclonal antibodies are made in a lab. It's not FDA approved. Monoclonal antibodies are not FDA fully approved. They're under emergency use authorization. You know, the Pfizer is fully approved, fully FDA approved. I suspect Moderna will get fully approved this month, probably October. And it's a matter of time, J&J, you know, with all the other vaccines that we've got available. You know, I'd rather use my natural immunity. Well, vaccines boost your natural immunity. It's like you're priming the pump for anyone who used to pump water out of a well or, you know, or siphon a hose or stealing gasoline, you know. I used to have to do that with my dad. You know, I remember one time my dad put like a hose into his gas tank and started sucking on it, pulled out the gas to put into like the lawnmower. Who remembers that? East Texas living, baby. All right, and so they actually vaccines actually boost your natural immunity versus monoclonal antibodies, which is a one-time use. They're like, you know, it's a treatment. It's like antibiotics. Once the antibiotics are used up or flushed out of your system, they're gone. I mean, your body, if you have gotten vaccinated, would naturally make more and a better variety and a larger variety of antibodies than this lab-created cocktail of monoclonal antibodies, which then gets used up. So some people who don't get vaccinated, they'll say, well, I'll take my chances with monoclonal antibodies. Like, but it doesn't build up your immune system. That should be a big aha for a lot of y'all. Like, if you get treated with monoclonal antibodies because you have COVID, you don't have, like, those monoclonal antibodies don't stick around your system. They don't boost or prime your immune system. It doesn't do anything to give you future protection. But Dr. Vuong, I've had COVID, I got monoclonal antibodies, I have natural immunity. Well, you might not, because reality is we don't really know yet. If you are so sick that you're starting to have symptoms and you need monoclonal antibodies, could it be that because we gave you the monoclonal antibodies, it actually blunted your immune system from building up a significant response? It kept your ass alive, it kept your ass out of the hospital, but it might have kept you from really forming a robust immune response, which is what you think you have when you really don't have it. But you would have it if you would get vaccinated. Especially if you've had a prior infection of COVID, you would really, really have Superman powers if you got vaccinated after that. So I hope that's been helpful. I mean, that's kind of like the latest and greatest, and, you know, prayers and blessings to everybody. Stay safe, get vaccinated, wear your mask, stay social distancing. Let's get over this surge. We'll be good. I'll be back with another COVID update tomorrow. Bye, guys.